Well, I have found myself checking our YouTube account sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, hoping that their tech support, their tech team had fixed the problem of comments being held in review not being accessible by account owners. And I guess it was frustrating to me. They got back to us really quickly after we reported the problem, but I was frustrated by the fact that it wasn't listed as a known problem on their known problem list. Because I always feel like, I want it to be that it's a known problem, and a known problem is being worked on. And then, I can just check a known problem list and see when it comes off that list. That makes sense to me. That seems intuitive. But because that wasn't the case, I had to kind of just trust that we were going to have access to comments as soon as the problem was fixed, and they wouldn't disappear into the void. And I was doing like the math, because it would show us how many comments were on each video, but we just couldn't access them to read them. And so, like I was saying, I wound up checking them sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. I know it sounds a little obsessive, but especially when we would have something like the last 5 of our daily vlogs in our daily vlog series for 2017, I would watch folks catching up in January to those final vlogs that were so raw and so honest, and I wouldn't be able to see what they were saying. Or feedback on new series. There was one particular series, Caught on Film, that we knew was a little bit darker than we usually go, and it used a convention we've never really used before. That idea of it's not set up as though it's actors, it's running. Even though you guys know, if you follow the Blue Forge films, you know what our troupe of actors are, who they are. But if you're coming to it fresh, it looks like it's made just, a kid's YouTube channel, a teen's YouTube channel. And I really wanted to see what the feedback was on that, and we couldn't see anything, and we just kept saying in Hello Monday, our new weekly company-wide update show, bear with us. Today, January 18th, you guys are going to see this vlog from me on January 19th, but today was one of my obsessive checking in the morning as I have my cup of coffee, and there they were, 94 comments. And it was like, I know this is going to sound really dramatic and cliche, but this is exactly how I felt. It was like Christmas morning. It was like kiddo Christmas morning type Christmas morning. It was such a relief, because a company as huge as Google, a division as massive as the YouTube platform, making such wide sweeping changes in 2018, you kind of are afraid as the little guy that you're going to get swept under the rug and your concerns aren't going to be met. And, holding comments in review is not really the way a peer-driven, comment-driven platform normally works. The whole idea is that you deal with the trolls, and I'm not talking about negativity, you guys, because, folks can post and say, this film sucked, or, whatever. Well, hopefully they're a little bit more constructive than that. And, then we can dialogue with them, and that's interesting, but I mean like hate comments, and things like that. And because we do tend to work with several populations of actors and artisans across different storytelling mediums that aren't normally in the public eye, we do actually get a lot of that kind of mail. And so I knew that step 1 would be I was going to review all of these 94 comments, read them, and then approve what was appropriate, and then, of course, respond to every single one of them. And after the first read-through, I was floored. I mean, there was nothing negative, nothing hateful. No, I mean, nothing. Everything was funny and witty and really engaging. Folks really open to having a conversation with us, and that was such an additional surprise, like Christmas all over again. And then I went through and I answered every single message, because that's still where we are. That's one of the benefits of being smaller. So I guess today what I wanted to talk about is, I know that I think this is my 4th vlog for Somewhere Today. In the beginning, I said that I wanted to take you guys on this journey with me as I move from an an actor and friend pitching an idea, literally a sentence, to me for a feature film, and then where that idea goes from there, and you guys kind of watching it like a production journal, a live production journal. But as 2018 rolled in, and I think you guys probably saw this coming, maybe some of you were smiling at the last couple of vlogs like, oh, we know what's going to happen here. But my role as CEO at Blue Forge Group has kind of eclipsed the creative right now. And that's okay. And it needs to be okay, because the overall health and strength of the company is what allows me to step back sometimes and take those creative roles. So what have I been doing for the first 18 days of 2018? Primarily, oh, let's see if you guys can see Biscuit. There she is. This is Biscuit, and this is Noodle. Primarily what I've been doing is, behind the scenes, I've been working on the new Blue Forge Films website, which is finally scalable, and we haven't had a scalable site in several years. And this will allow us to handle more traffic, but also to make sure that the site resizes itself no matter what media it's displaying on. And people say, you know, why don't you have someone else do that? And, you know, why don't you use some kind of service? And I'm like, because that's exactly not who we are. We do things ourselves. And sometimes I do stop and think that's why we're one of the very, very few profitable independent studios, because we do this stuff ourselves. And if we don't know how to do it, we teach ourselves how to do it. Because there's a very small margin for profit or even breaking even in any creative field. And people were kind of shocked when in our daily vlog, you know, I said, look, it's an open record state. You know, you guys could find our records, but you know, how in 2016, you know, we made under $20,000. Like, you know, how do you survive running a business, having a mortgage, having 2 kids, having lots of animals, just running a family on so little? We were frugal, but also we really love what we're doing. And I know that seems kind of crazy, like, well, that doesn't make the math add up any differently. But it does make it worthwhile, because when we have to say no to certain adventures or whatever you want to say, we're not bitter about it, and it doesn't make us work any less hard. So for these first 18 days in 2018, what I've been primarily doing is working on the new website, which is also optimized for faster click-through for people to find what they want, to buy it on DVD, to rent it instantly online, to buy any of the tie-in products like card games, novelizations, novels, graphic novels, soundtracks. All of that is now right on the main page. Click, click, click. So that's really wonderful. I've been enjoying that. I look forward to it launching. I'm hoping at the end of January, but it might be into February. And the other thing is that I have been shepherding through the process commercial DVDs. So we're going to talk about this in Hello Monday, so I won't bore you guys with the details. But basically, you know, it's this idea of we have this amazing backlog of creative work, but it just hasn't been available. So if you didn't see it at a premiere, then you really couldn't get it. And these are things that are not available for free on our YouTube channel. So it's like our longer short films that are almost more featurettes and our feature films. So that's been a really amazing process. But I guess I wanted to kind of let you guys into like what my daily life would be like. And I guess that is also part of this production journal for The Space Between Us, because this is my everyday life, and it certainly influences my headspace and where I'm going to be when I finally get to sit down to write The Space Between Us. So right now, it may seem boring, but really creating the DVDs, you know, I'm creating the cases. I'm actually doing the graphic design to create the DVD cases. The discs are beautiful, full color printed, so I get to design that artwork. And then I'm working on what I always think of as the internal artwork, which is the menus and what music plays on the menus. And I'm where the chapter breaks are, so that people, if you want to jump to a specific place, like at the start of a new episode, if it's a series, or a specific scene, if it's a feature. I'm controlling what the bonus features are, and that's always really special to me. It's often nostalgic for me because I really like to do behind the scenes slideshows and little clippets and things like that. I know that in the past we've done like bloopers and stuff, but I kept these a little more serious, and that was a really neat thing to be able to do, to revisit some older work and know that folks are now going to be able to add these to their collections. We're also adding digital download links for folks that just want the digital file that they then save, in the cloud or on their own external drive. I know some folks just don't do DVDs anymore. So that has been what my day has been like, and even though it seems like it's just a bunch of kind of paper pushing, for me it's been about graphic design and being a little bit more tech savvy than I sometimes get to be, because there's a lot of working with HTML and coding the cute little buttons and doing that kind of thing. And that's always fun for me because I feel like I'm using a different part of my brain. And I guess that's also going to influence where I'm at, what my headspace is when I go to write, because I am getting kind of that break away from creative writing. So that's going to be neat. But anyway, that's what I thought that I would share with you guys today. And if you guys find that it's just absolutely boring, I promise for my next vlog I'll cover something else. I don't know. What do you guys want me to cover? What part of my day do you want to see? Like an hour by hour schedule? Or there's also a lot of management. So I think I talk about that a lot in Hello Monday. There's a lot of answering messages and a lot of running campaigns. So there is some balance work there. But you guys let me know what you want to see. And my next vlog in the rotation is on January 28th. So this one will post on January 19th. But my next one will post on January 28th. So you have lots of time to reach out and let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I would love to tell you, I think I'm going to be talking about the next step in the space between us. But I know pretty firmly that that's not going to be the case. There's going to be more of this. So anyway, thanks for listening today, you guys. It's nice to know that even though you guys don't get to see the rewards yet, all these cool DVDs about to drop, that I am working hard to get those into your hands, because I know a lot of you have been waiting a long time for them. So thanks, you guys. Bye.